Welcome to episode 1592 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need more Hard Factor. Today, we got Disney World madness, horny Matt Gaetz, Russian window deaths, and some British boobs.
Ooh.
Very excited.
British boobs.
Ooh. Were you about to say chanting on the news? News.
I don't know. I was fucked up. I had some peanut butter right before this episode. I feel like it kind of messed with my yell, So that was in my head. Then I couldn't say cheating. So this is a whole sequence of events. Yeah.
That's the opposite of a vocal warm-up.
Yeah, well, I mean, like
peanut
I've
butter?
been busy all
Eating peanut butter.
Been busy all day, right? So I had to get a quick snack. You guys ever just get like one peanut butter, one like a little, like a
spoonful of peanut butter.
Spoonful of peanut butter. Boom.
Absolutely.
There you go. It was creamy. I don't know which kind, Nick Miller. Sorry. Okay. Whatever jar comes from Costco.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Creamy peanut butter. One scoop. It's a great snack when you're busy. Hey, you guys been what you been up to? Eating peanut butter? Anybody?
Nope.
How you doing?
Not today.
How's the Renaissance Fair? Wes went to the one that did the documentary about.
Yeah. It's always a good time. I mean, it rained a little bit while we were there, so the big voluptuous titties got wet, which was nice.
Yeah, that's the renfair where the guy's like the king of the town all year round, and all
was
the
he there?
I didn't see him.
Been like multiple murders at the renfair over the years.
Yeah, isn't he like a rapist or something?
I don't know if he is. There was a podcast and an HBO
that.
series about it.
Yeah, the HBO documentary was incredible. It starts with him talking about how he wants to die during consensual sex with an escort.
Oh, right. That's right. Yes.
Yeah, I think he wants to pay women. He knows that women don't want to have sex with him, but he wants to pay them to have sex.
Yeah.
That seems like something you might be able to get done at the end of a Renaissance fair.
True.
Yeah. I mean, you go to the Renaissance fair and all of a sudden you want to your porn tastes change a little bit.
Right. You're doing cosplay porn for a couple weeks. Yeah.
Oh, Wes, have you ever watched Westworld? 1979's Westworld?
No.
Michael Crichton.
I highly recommend it. If there's some boner popping, Renfair good times. It's I think it was my fourth boner. Came from that, and it was a good one.
I'll check it out.
Look what they got. The corsets. A lot of strings, a lot of
they had everything. They had everything. They had everything.
Found some thick bacon out there too, it seems.
Yeah, bacon on a stick. That bacon was like an inch thick.
So thick.
Could have used the glaze. Could have used a little maple glaze, but
so
cooked
thick.
well all the way through.
It was great. It was perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what
it looked perfect. It was impressive.
Couldn't have asked for anything more.
Bacon.
Except for maybe cheaper.
Thick bacon and corsets.
It was like $16 for that piece of bacon.
Yeah.
$16 per bow? Well,
no, for bacon, yeah.
Yeah, per bacon bow. Yeah.
It was good. Yeah. Cam found $20 right when we got there immediately. He's like, Dad,
1.5 bacon bows.
He goes, there's $20 on the ground. And this couple was sitting like on a bench next to it, this young couple. But they were far away enough to it that I didn't think it was theirs, but I did the polite thing. I picked it up and it was like, hey, did you lose 20? I didn't say you used $20. I said, you lose any money? And I was holding the 20 because I didn't want him to be like, yeah, was it this? And he goes, no, I think my money's in my pocket, and his pocket was zipped. I was like, okay, good. And then I kind of like lost handle on it. And he's like, was it a 20? And I was like, I go, you just saw it was a 20, pal. And I was like, you're not getting it.
You said that to him?
Yeah. I said
you accused him of, hold on.
You were going to give it back to him, and then you accused him when he got it right?
No. I knew it wasn't his. He admitted that
So you're saying he was taking advantage of you offering the loose 20.
He was trying to scam me for the 20.
He said, no, I see it's a 20. It wasn't a 20, was it?
Yeah, exactly.
But you essentially tried to run another play. Like your receiver may or may not have caught the ball. You asked him, and then you tried to move on. And
I asked him. I tried to move on. It was clear that it wasn't his. And then he saw it, and he goes, "Oh, was it a 20?" And then I go, "You just saw it was a 20. No, you're not getting it, pal."
What did he say?
And then he didn't say anything because he knew he was in the wrong. He knew he was trying to scam me.
That's true. Yeah, you nailed him. Otherwise, he would have fought for it. So
if it was his 20, he'd be like, "No, for real, it's my 20."
Yeah.
Getting
Anyway,
into confrontation right as you enter the renfair.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I mean, that's how you live renfair life. I feel like it's a life on the edge.
It is.
You know?
You're getting called like what do they call you, Lord, and everything the whole day. So you got to boost the confidence the minute you get called Lord as you walk
That's
in.
horny. Yeah.
Did you go to the insult guy?
The tomato guy. Yeah, and he was fucking dirty. He was talking about like what wet wife's pussies and shit, like not being tight enough, and like and I'm sitting there with Cam, and I'm hiding behind a tree because I didn't want him to see me. Because I knew he might like call me fat or something, like call me out.
Of course he would have.
Yeah.
You're
Right,
afraid
you got to
of
go
the
a few
insult guy.
rows back.
I was afraid of the insult guy because there wasn't many people, but he was.
I can see you behind the tree, fatty.
Yeah. Luckily, he had
small
zeroed in on these rednecks, so he was calling them fat. He was calling the woman fat. He was calling the guy small dick. He was calling the woman loose vagina. I mean, he was raunchy as fuck. I was like, we should probably leave. Crazy.
Nothing like a good insult. Is he a crier there? How do they like? What is his?
He has like his head in a hole, and then his hands, and then you can throw tomatoes at him. But it's bullshit because he can block the tomatoes with his hands. So yeah. But then he goads you into paying for tomatoes because he pisses you off and insults your wife.
Damn.
What a gig!
It was great. Yeah. Good time. I recommend it to anyone. Anyway, let's do some news, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about another.
Probably buy drugs from that tomato guy, right? Like, I mean,
easily.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was on drugs. He's
got to be into some shit, right? Yeah.
He's got a little flask behind there for sure.
Oh yeah.
You don't just start insulting someone's wife sober. Like, you need to be a little loose. You need to be a little liquored up for that job.
Yeah.
I can't go to rehab.
I got the
threat my employment.
Part of the gig.
You know what I do?
I'm meaner when I'm drunk.
I'm better when I'm drunk.
Yeah, it was great. Speaking of great places, Disney World, right? Disney World. It's the most magical place on earth, right? And the Cameron family from Burlington, Massachusetts, they love Disney World. Here's a picture from 2022. That's Sarah on the left. That's the dad, Edward, and that's Matthew Edward Cameron on the right.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Is Sarah the mom or the sister?
Sarah's the sister. Here's a picture of mom and sister. That's Diane.
Oh, great looking mother-daughter.
Right?
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how old Sarah is, but she loves Disney World and she's cute.
Father-son is a different situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with the eyebrows on the son?
Oh, you'll see a better picture of his eyebrows. He's got some issues. Matthew Edward Cameron.
Okay. Caterpillars on his face?
He does, yeah. I mean, everyone loves Disney World except for apparently Matthew Edward Cameron. He doesn't like Disney World. And if he's not going to enjoy another bullshit family vacation to Disney World, nobody is, especially his sister Sarah. And Sarah, as we saw, loves Disney World. Mom Diane.
Oh, yeah, Mouseketeer. Yeah.
Mom Diane loves Disney World. I mean, the Camerons love Disney World. How can you not? Everybody loves Disney World that goes there, except Matthew Edward Cameron. So imagine this, okay? You're and your family are out at night at Disney World. You spend a bunch of money, take the kids down there. It's supposed to be this awesome trip, right? The kids were having the time of their lives. So innocent. They're embracing the wonder of the Magic Kingdom. You're making memories that will last a lifetime. You're eating dinner outside at Casey's Corner, which has a hot dog stand. You're paying $15 for a hot dog you could have gotten for $2 on the street, which would have been a better hot dog anyway. But whatever.
Disneyland.
But whatever. Yeah, whatever. We're here, whatever. I'm fine.
This hot dog's goofy in more than one way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever. I'm not complaining. So all of a sudden, Matthew Edward Cameron decides he's going to give your kids some memories they will definitely not forget and will last a lifetime. So you look over and an argument has started in the Cameron family between, I guess, Sarah, who is wearing Mickey Mouse ears and a Mickey Mouse sweater, and Matthew Edward Cameron. And Sarah's probably telling Matthew to grow up, stop ruining the trip. Matthew calls her a whore in mouse ears. Sarah calls him a 21-year-old weirdo who's never been laid, and that's why he's here, because his mom and dad can't leave you at the house because you're a weirdo and you can't be trusted by yourself. And then he attacks Sarah and punches her right in the nose.
Whoa.
Almost breaks her nose. He also
cold cocks his sister
he cold cocked his sister.
at Disney World.
You sure this wasn't the renfair?
No, he just cold cocked.
And what's
cold
his age?
cocked Sarah. He's 21.
Okay,
He's
this
21.
is between 16 and 23, probably, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, judging by the picture, I'd say she's maybe older.
She might be
Here's
older.
She might be older.
Here's a picture of them together. She's older.
okay, she's older
She's
there.
older. She's
I guess
older.
the reason I'm asking is, at what age does it become inappropriate to punch your sibling? Like, at what point are you like, okay, that's off the table?
Probably when you get
9.
stronger than them. If they're a
9, you
female.
think? No, you can cold cock a sibling at 11, 12, 13.
Well, opposite sex. It's
Yeah,
gotta
opposite
be,
sex is different.
It's got to be
Opposite
when you hit
sex
double
is rough.
digits. Yeah.
Opposite sex is rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
In mouse ears. I don't know if that detracts anything or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah.
But so he also apparently may have punched his mom in the nose because the report says that there's 2 women
Because he
holding
couldn't tell the difference between the 2 hotties. He thought it was his sister.
His eyebrows had blocked out his view.
Yeah.
So he just wanted to make sure that he had hit his sister. So
Here's
he
a
had to hit
close
his
up
mom,
of
too.
Sarah holding a tissue to her nose in her ears,
Crying.
and there's mom crying. Yeah. Now, luckily, Pat, there was a guy wearing a backwards hat. Always a good person to have around if a tiny guy like Matthew Edward Cameron starts beating the shit out of his sister at Disney World, right? You want
like
a guy.
a goatee backwards hat guy.
You'll
Like a-
see. He's like a fit backwards hat guy.
Yeah, I know the guy you're talking about. He's got great calves, and he's not playing that shit.
No, you hit a girl in
Not
front of
no.
this guy, he ain't playing it.
Only he hits girls in
Pat,
private.
those
not cool.
Pat,
It's
those
not
calves
cool,
are
bro.
for springing into action.
That's right.
And box
Exactly.
jumps, Mark. And
Being the
box
hero,
Yeah.
putting his training to work.
Right.
Exactly. That's why he's going to put a chokehold. So here's the video that someone took of the incident with backwards hat guy. As you can see, backwards hat guy sprung into action. Kids are fleeing, crying. Hot dogs
Takes
are flying.
command.
Yeah,
oh,
he's
wow.
just got him. He's like, you ain't punched. This is my daughters are here. Not in front of my daughters.
Do you think he's like, it's my sister, dude?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's definitely saying the backwards hat guy.
What about her?
sister?
She was
My
being a
daughters
bitch.
are here is a classic one.
Yeah. So anyway, you get the idea.
Yeah,
There's
he
some
just laid
back-
on top of
yeah,
him.
backwards hat guy. There's his calves, great calves. He's got, he's
He's more of like an upper body guy. He kind of
Yeah.
skips leg day a little bit.
He could
that
use some
backwards hat
calves.
guy.
That's all he's missing, really.
but
Yeah.
he's good. He's good for
He's a
for
great
that
backwards
situation.
hat guy. I'm not taking anything.
Yeah,
You know.
great backwards.
Great
hat.
shape. Great
Great
shape.
shape. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
finally they arrest Matthew. The man that filmed the incident while the backwards hat guy took care of business said both women had bloody noses and were crying. I saw 2 small children crying and led away by a Disney cast member. So what a fucking scene, right?
What?
You got Sarah
Beat up his
bleeding.
Mom and sister.
Yeah, you got Sarah bleeding while wearing mouse ears and a Mickey Mouse sweater. Mom's bleeding. They both have blood stains. Backwards hat guy is subduing Matthew Edward Cameron. Hot dogs are flying. Kids are screaming. Disney characters are consoling children.
The fuck is dad doing?
I don't know if Dad was there because he's not. Any of the
Yeah, Dad
pictures.
was off. He was drinking at
think Dad did.
Epcot Center.
Seems
Yeah.
like Dad spends as little quality time with Matthew as possible.
Yeah.
Well, you could see these flare-ups are going to really turn you
Whoa,
off.
Look
Oh,
at those eyebrows.
Here's his
look at
mugshot.
his mugshot.
I mean, you can just tell the kind of person he is by looking at him, right? I mean, he's just like
He looks like a hobbit. Like, is he like a real? Is he a
He's
human?
having a
Is he
hard
part hobbit?
time. He's
Yeah.
having a hard time.
Now, if you were to retaliate and punch him, you'd want to aim below the eyebrows because that's a fool's errand.
Right. If
And
you hit
even-
those things, they might turn to butterflies, fly off his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's-
he's wasting
look-
your time punching him in the eyebrow.
he got sent out of class a lot as a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Had they
We know-
considered he might be a werewolf? There's a possibility.
When he
Did-
gets confused, there's an earthquake.
Sarah's head hit mom's face. Is that what happened? Exactly.
I'm not sure. I know.
Right.
I know that. I'm almost 99% positive. This happened in October, but that just came out today. The story in the video, I guess. He was arrested for battery, but it seems like he punched Sarah in the face, right in the nose. Just popped her one.
When I read the headlines, it wasn't clear. It was his sister. It just said,
Yeah.
21-year-old man beats the crap out of woman at Disney World.
Right, but it looks like Sarah from that
Piece of
picture.
shit at a hot sister.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
pretty
left
sure
that
it's
out.
Sarah.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Pretty sure it's Sarah.
Hot
Not
sister
anybody
won't
else.
have sex with brothers who beats the shit out of her.
Oh yeah, I wonder if anybody wrote that one.
He did in his diary.
I mean, what a place to punch your sister right in the nose and bloody her up, right? Disney World. I don't know.
That's a psycho move.
It's fantastic.
He's going to make a statement with it.
Yeah. Now that's magical. Anyway, let's talk about
Hey Wes, no, real quick though.
Yeah. Sure.
Comment.
Yeah.
Wraith here, Max Wraith says, "Is that your high school picture, Wes, next to you?" And it's a picture of Matthew. So
No.
I felt like that needed to be addressed.
That didn't look anything like me.
No, Wes has a much stronger chin than Matthew.
Yeah,
It's true.
Please.
I mean, okay.
Please.
Show. Okay.
Please,
All right.
please don't do that.
All Wes could control was his eyebrows in high school. He had them on point.
Yeah.
No, I know Wes doesn't have bushy eyebrows. You can't tell right now because of the glasses.
I just got them trimmed actually for the first time in my life. The lady was like, "How about your eyebrows?" And I was like, "I've actually never done that before."
The lady you get your massages
wow.
from?
No, the haircut lady. She shaved.
Oh yeah, did you
She
parlay
do-
it
did
into
she
the haircut?
do 'em with
The
string?
The lady.
No, I didn't parlay it. No.
Who's
Spanish
the
lady.
lady?
I get my haircuts at the Spanish place and my massages at the Asian place. You guys know that.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a good setup.
So then she goes to the eyebrows. The lady. Yeah.
I'm getting a massage later. Maybe take the eyebrows down. My closet go-to lately has been Chubby's flannels, which I'm wearing. They're outerwear. Probably the softest flannel I've ever owned in my life. In fact, it is the softest flannel I've ever owned in my life. They sent us some of these beautiful flannels right to our door. Something that you can have happen to you too, which is a great experience, having a soft flannel delivered right to your door by Chubby's. I'm not going to take it off, quite frankly. I'm going to buy more, and I'm just going to live in flannels. I'm going to live like I live in Burlington, Massachusetts, next to Matthew Edward Cameron.
You've always been a flannel guy, Wes.
I do, and I always buy them from another store, but these are 10 times better than the.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
The softest. There's none can be softer than these flannel overshirts.
It's impossible to look bad in a flannel like a slob. You can't do it in a nice flannel.
Yeah.
These are particularly nice flannels.
It combines the look of a classic flannel with the warmth of your coziest sweater. It's the perfect layering piece, warm, stylish, versatile enough to wear all season long. So whether you're tailgating, relaxing at home, hot tubbing, Chubby's. They also have these team NFL collection, lets you represent your team in style. So, if you want to get something that represents your squad, there's stretch polos
and everywhere pants and shorts.
Yeah, the everywhere pants are very nice too.
Yeah.
Golf course, everywhere. So check out their website for the best deals of the year. Folks, for a little bit of time, our friends at Chubby's are giving our listeners 20% off with promo code HARDFactor20 at checkout at chubbyshorts.com. That's 20% off your order with promo code HARDFactor20. Support our show and tell them we sent you. This holiday season, gift yourself and your loved ones Chubby's.
Sir behind the tree, come over here. And fat man behind the tree, come over here and throw a tomato. We know you're not going to eat it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Ew, it's a tomato. Gross. Throw it.
Let's talk about horny Matt Gaetz. We've talked about horny Matt Gaetz before. And just to bring you up to speed, Matt Gaetz was nominated as the potential attorney general, right, by Donald Trump. And there's a House ethics investigation into his horny behavior, right, that was supposed to be voted on last Friday to come out. Trump announced his pick for Gaetz as attorney general Wednesday. Later that day, Gaetz resigned, and about a week earlier, a House member said, well, if Gaetz were to resign or something, there'd be no more House investigation. They literally lose their jurisdiction, so who knows if this report is going to come out, and people are upset about it. The Senate, who approves the Trump appointment, or any of the appointment picks for cabinet, are like, we want to see it. Some of the people want to see it. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, is like, look, it's not precedent that we release these things if someone's out of Congress, which isn't actually true. It's been done 3 times.
He's Larry Kinging it with his kids. He doesn't want to see it.
He doesn't want to see it.
Yeah.
But the lawyer, the attorney who represents 2 of the women who allegedly were banged by Matt Gaetz when they were in high school, has been doing the rounds in the media because he's pretty disgusted that this information is not going to come out. And here's a clip part of an interview that he did with one of the major news outlets talking about his clients.
She arrived at the party. She had sex with Representative Gaetz within minutes of her arrival. Later on, when she was walking out to the pool area, she observed to her right Representative Gaetz having sex with her friend, who was 17 at the time.
And on this question, she's absolutely sure.
She's absolutely certain that she observed seeing her friend and Representative Gaetz having sex against what she described as a game table of some sort.
If the House Ethics Committee report were to be made public, what do you think it would reveal?
My clients want to know that this happened and it's real. They didn't vote in the last 2 elections. They don't care one way or another. But they do want the public to know that they are not lying. They did not come forward willingly. They've never spoken to anyone without the force of a legal subpoena. The testimonies of her and the other 11 individuals that testified would show that this actually did happen, and the American people would know, and they could decide if that's the person they want to be the next Attorney General of the United States.
Okay. So that's one guy's opinion, but I think we should take it to Twitter for the other side, because this is a fair and balanced show. Okay, so we want to see
was
what
Gaetz when that happened.
He was 36. I believe it was 2017. So he'd been in Congress for 6 months. This is July 2017.
Well, celebration getting into Congress.
The reason the girl knew that the other girl was 17 is because they, this is gross, went to high school together and were still in high school. They were escorts, and one of them was 17. Now, let's hear the other side of it. Okay, so the response to that clip on Twitter. Okay, I want to make sure we get both sides. MKC_1990, which is an anon account, says fabricated allegations of sexual misconduct are the last refuge of leftist libtards. Okay, so that's one opinion from the other side. We got Stanley Stickner, who's an anonymous account, says he was being extorted and the person that was extorting him is now in jail. I think we've pretty much wrapped this one up, Phyllis.
Oh, what, like she got arrested for prostitution or something?
No, Joel Greenberg, who was his buddy who was bringing the prosties over, went to jail for stealing. And
well, Joel basically, he took the fall on that one, and Gaetz escaped before the report on him came out.
Right, and we're also getting the DOJ investigation real quick. And then real quick, one more opinion from the other side. LibTurd Crusher, at LibTurd Crusher.
What a handle.
Says,
does he really wear those sunglasses? Look at those flip-ups.
How is that still available?
LibTurd Crusher is still available. Fuck you pronouns, Trump 2024. He says, we'll just wait to say anything until Gaetz gets chosen by Trump. Right. Laughy face emoji times 2.
Yeah, no, he
face.
doesn't realize it's, he doesn't, he doesn't know. The investigation's been ongoing, LibTurd Crusher.
It's been ongoing, and the DOJ stopped pursuing the case because, according to inside sources, they couldn't get enough information. The information they could get were from people who might not look great in front of a jury. Also, it's a big deal to bring a sitting member of Congress in front of a jury in Florida, and they essentially, were like, hey, look, we don't know if we can make this case 100%, so we're not going to fuck with it. But that's when the House ethics investigation kicked in, and here's a couple key pieces from the testimony of the lawyer, Leopard, who represents 2 of the women who banged Gaetz. They said, just to be clear, both your clients testified that they were paid by Representative Gaetz to have sex. He said, that's correct. The House is very clear about that and went through each. They essentially put Venmo payments on the screen and asked about them, and my clients repeatedly testified, what was that payment for? That was for sex. There's also apparently a lot of payments for or conversations about party favors, like you bring in the party favors. What about the party favors? Or the party favor lord is coming to this party. The payments were between $200 and $500, and it wasn't
party favors.
Wasn't just Gaetz that was making the payments.
Fucking whores, you want party favors.
Right. What else do we know about Gaetz?
Escorts and cocaine, please.
Yeah.
Right.
Gift bags.
Party package, please.
One other thing we know about Gaetz, I don't know if this is relevant or not, but do you remember he's got that son? Here's a clip.
Nestor is the light of my life. I couldn't imagine him loving him any more if he was my own flesh and blood. I've raised him for the last 6 years, and he is just the most remarkable young man. I am proud of him, but for the sake of Nestor and my story, we're a proud, happy family. We love each other very much, and Nestor's on his way off to college in the fall, and I just couldn't be happier and prouder of the young man he's become and the fact that he is embracing these American values that everyone should be treated fairly and equally.
That's exactly right. I tell my kids, you're not responsible for who your relatives are. In their case, thank heaven, You're responsible for what you do and the choices that you make. That's the promise of America. If we abandon that, we're done.
Nestor also played the prostitutes on behalf of Gaetz, guys. His son, Nestor, was one of the guys that was also Venmoing prostitutes.
I'd love him too. I'd love him a lot too.
Yeah, Nestor. He's the hookup.
He gets
wow.
it. Nestor fits right in.
I love my son who pays for prostitutes for me.
Jesus Christ. Dude.
Yeah, I mean, let's say the allegations are true. The real thing that sucks here is like, so these women who didn't want to come forward were eventually kind of like almost forced to come forward through a legal system, and now they're not going to get hurt at all, which is why women don't like to come forward, like Cassie with Diddy, because they're going to ruin your career. If you're coming after a powerful man, a lot of women don't want to come forward like this. Now these women,
it's a rough situation.
Yeah, they went through this whole process. They testified, they did all this shit. Now no one's going to hear what they have to say.
And all that happened from it.
Hearing like they did with Kavanaugh, can they like a special hearing?
Yeah, they may not confirm him, but the thing is, all that happened from them coming forward is that Trump basically, saves him from the report being released by having him, retire or whatever. What is it called when you leave your seat?
He resigned,
and then he turns him into like a live hand grenade, because Trump is now threatening to make him the AG. He may not get approved for that, but he could still have him like take the Senate seat that's open, because Rubio's going to get approved for 8. So, there's like all kinds of routes now. Trump basically gets loyalty from Gaetz, and turns him into like a political pit bull that he can use against people.
If you get me out of my sex trafficking allegations and give me a promotion, you're getting loyalty from me too.
Yeah. That's the strategy.
You know what I mean? Like
there will be a hearing with the Senate, who will probably, if no one else gets their hands on this report, the Senate's probably going to get their hands on this report right from the House. And there will be a hearing where the Senate's like, so we have in this report that's not publicly released, that you got texts from girls saying, quote, hey, when are you going to pay me? Or waiting for that payment, or I don't want to be that girl, but could you please go ahead and pay me what we agreed on? So
what about the party favors?
Lots of those situations.
Yeah. I don't think it's okay what he did, but the main problem is that she was 17, not that he because it sounds like she was willing and like.
Well, and a prostitute, right?
Stop being her.
They're only allowed in certain states, right? What state?
Right.
Most states don't allow prostitution. Not like it's like that's a huge deal, because pretty much everyone in Congress gets a prosty, but it's the age. Technically,
the underage
probably
prostitution.
Probably illegal unless it was in Nevada. Which
right. He also flew her from state. He flew her out of the country after he found out she was 17. This is what the attorney said. At least he stopped having sex with her then. But the ethics investigation was also about him like showing nudes.
Nestor, how did you not fucking know?
To other members of Congress on the House floor, things like that. But the crime, which again he's not going to be prosecuted for because the DOJ kind of pushed out on it, was that he was banging a 17-year-old girl when he was a sitting member of Congress who was a prostitute.
Please direct all party favor invoices to the Nest.
She was a junior in high school. So
we'll see how it unfolds. I mean, Trump's already
still
put
in high
a
school
grenade in his pocket.
So she's in her 20s now.
No, but was she going to class and whoring at night?
Yeah, she was.
That's crazy.
I was at a strip club one time. And the girl was like, "All these guys are trying to pick me up from school tomorrow." I'm like, "What college you at?" She goes, "I go to high school." And I was like, "Check, please."
Hey, did you know that so and so is a whore at night?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yes,
I'm gonna bang your underage ass
at high school
up against this pool table.
Well, not that you knew of, Wes.
Not that we knew of. Yeah, not that I knew of.
Yeah. Didn't run in the right circles. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay. Well, hey, we're back on Window Watch. And it's been 0 days since an outspoken opponent of Putin has fallen to their death.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many days did we get to?
I don't know. I think it was that we know of it, maybe a couple hundred, which was incredible.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. That was reported on. But meet Russian ballet dancer and outspoken Putin opponent Vladimir Shlykhorov, who can do this.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Flexible little guy that appears to have good balance on account of the world-renowned ballet dancing and, being able to dance on his tippy toes. But apparently he pirouetted off a 60-foot building to his death this week.
Oh, no.
It's a high window.
Yeah. Fifth floor of his place.
What are his politics like, Mark?
Well, Russian authorities Yeah, well, he doesn't like the war in Ukraine, which is the real issue. Russian authorities initially labeled the fall as an accident, blaming the painkillers he was taking for upcoming complex spinal surgery. They said, he took some painkillers and fell out of the window. The common thing that happens all the time where you take painkillers, then you open your window or go out in your balcony and hang out on your painkillers.
Yeah, you jump off.
Right, he's probably trying to execute a really tricky dance move that he's been trying to nail for a long time. And
now that he
got hot in
back.
there.
Yeah,
and he opened that window.
And he forgot he was on painkillers, lost his balance. That's very common. Not as common as Putin opponents getting tossed out of windows, though. And apparently, Ballet Vlad was particularly outspoken against the war in Ukraine, something Putin does not like with high-profile Russians to be outspoken on, unless they're like, yeah, the war's awesome, which he wasn't saying.
Yeah. It seems like you can get away with like not taking a stance, but once you say that you don't like it, then you're in the crosshairs. It's
yeah, exactly. Not talking's fine.
The window panes, so to speak.
Yeah, the window, exactly. You're going through the flimsy window.
Your window sealed. Sealed your fate. The husband and father, seen here in a really feminine outfit, leaping to the point of almost flying, wrote on Facebook things like, friends, I am against the war in Ukraine. I am for the people, for a peaceful sky above our heads. Politicians should be able to negotiate without shooting and killing civilians. For this, they were given a tongue and a head. And for that, he was thrown out of a fucking window. Yeah. Tongue and a head.
That'll happen. Vladimir Putin, the other one, the one who ordered him to be thrown out the window, almost certainly, he has proven he'll do it for almost anything.
Did he make those comments recently? What was that?
Toss you right out.
Some of them were in 2022, but he's been outspoken against the war a lot. But Putin saw those comments in this picture and said he likes to fly, huh?
Yeah.
Looks like he could use some fresh air. The deceased dancer starred in classical ballets, including Giselle, Les Corseries, of course, you've heard of that one, I'm sure. Sleeping Beauty, Swan Lake, The Nutcracker, Don Quixote, and now permanently in The Phantom of the Opera.
It's a play about a guy that he does he die in The Phantom of the Opera, or he's like disfigured and he lives?
I think he haunts the opera. I don't know. I don't know if he's dead or alive, but he's haunting. He's there.
Yeah. How many window deaths is that for outspoken opponents?
Officially about 6. There was the journalist from the against him. There was someone in his cabinet. There was the oil tycoon and one other rich guy. So I think this is the 6th official one. Half women, half men.
Yeah, let me pull up suspicious deaths of notable Russians in 2022, 2024. Wikipedia.
The 6th we've covered.
Weren't there nurses and shit getting thrown out windows too?
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Yeah, nurses that talk about Putin.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he's consistent. You got to give it to him.
Yeah. In pop culture news, Red One, the new original Christmas movie starring The Rock, Chris Evans, J.K. Simmons, and Lucy Liu, made just over $30 million opening weekend, which would have been good for a blockbuster in the 1980s, and would have been good if their budget wasn't over $250 million, with another $100 million plus already spent on advertising and marketing. So only $320 more million to go to be profitable. Not good.
What's it called?
Red One, exactly. You don't even know. Red One. Now, it is one of those movies that has the hilarious discrepancy between critics and moviegoers. 33% from critics with 250 reviews and 90% from over 1,000 fans. So it seems like it's going to be a probably pretty entertaining money pit.
Yeah. Oh, there's
And then wrapping it up in pop culture, Diddy, Puffy the Diddler, he's back in the news as his cell was completely raided with the alleged target of personal notes of his. And this is coming on the heels of accusations from that Texas prosecutor we've shown before, claiming that Diddy is running the jail and is going way over the top on extortion attempts, blackmail attempts, and bribery of witnesses from all sorts of intimidation methods, including creative use of the prison phone system, whatever that means, like lots of heavy breathing and threats, code words. He's just like allowed to like threaten them, but like not directly. Like he's using like pig Latin, like use a dead zay woman zay when I gets out of zay.
Look, we can't prosecute with this. We don't know what he's saying.
Yeah,
okay,
you have to plan for
He's
Diddy
rhyming.
to skirt the rules.
How many times has he asked to use the phone a day? 100?
A lot.
Yeah.
But who do you get
stays in the phone room
to make the payments? You know what I mean? Like if you're like all of Diddy's guys are now
he's
like,
got that figured out.
Doing every hip hop news outlet being like, yeah, he was a raping. Like who's gonna be if Diddy hits you up and is like, can you make some payments for me right now? I'm like, who's this wrong number? Right? Like
Maybe his kids.
His kids,
Yeah.
maybe.
Nestor?
By the way, eight window deaths according to this Wikipedia
8.
article
There you go.
That means there's 300.
in 2 years. Well, a lot of it, there's 300 deaths, just 8 from windows. A
Oh.
lot of them are strokes,
Yeah.
suicides.
Well, of
Yeah,
course.
he had a heart attack midair.
Yeah, of course. There's the classic poisoning that leads to the.
Yeah.
Come on.
The windows ticked up in July of 23. That's when they really started.
He's an innovator for Russia because it used to be just the poisoning, and now he's added the windows as well. So it's a.
Maybe he wanted to do a triple, quadruple, triple pirouette, and that's the only way he could do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He pirouetted right out of there. Live comment from Craig said that Red One was trash. All right.
Maybe, yeah, that's probably why I lost all that money.
I did see also The Rock was like, it's the best movie I've ever done. It's the best script I've ever seen. And when I watched Oppenheimer in IMAX, I had a light bulb went off and I thought, wow, what could we do with Red One in IMAX? And we did it.
Damn.
Oh.
Speaking of shit that lost a lot of money, did you guys see that the fucking Harris campaign is somehow in debt after having raised over $1 billion?
So she spent well over $1 billion in 4 months.
That's crazy.
It's wild, dude. How is that possible? Like it's not.
Well, she
I
paid
don't-
Oprah $2.5 million to do her.
Yeah, I
show.
know. Like the just the amount of money you'd have to spend on the campaign is
crew.
mind blowing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Money mismanagement, huh? Shocking.
I was wrong here, guys. Fuck you, Wes. I was
Shopping?
wrong.
Was it shopping?
I searched the word fell instead of window, and it's a lot more than 8.
Yeah, it's more than 8.
Oh, okay. How many are we talking?
It's like 20s in the 20s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Well, that's more up there with the poison. He's got to mix it up. He's got to diversify the portfolio.
Yeah, he spins a wheel and there's 2 options: poison or window. So it flips a coin. It's the poison or window coin. Yeah. Call it. You call it.
I gotta know what I'm calling it for.
That's amazing.
Guess it'd be time to be closing up now.
Raised a family out in Temple.
He's an intense guy. Then he fills up his tub full of antler blood. Takes a little
man.
dip in that right after spinning the wheel. Yeah.
He's tough. He's intense.
That's intense. Yeah. Okay. All right. On to British boobs. Final segment of the show today. British boobs. Finally, Wes.
Yes.
Sorry, not the boobs you were hoping for. Check out the headlines. The Shropshire Star says 2 bungling drug dealers jailed for 12 years after leaving bag of drugs on the train, then reporting it missing. And then
What?
They reported their drugs missing?
What?
Yeah. That's right. That's correct. And that one's by Richard Williams in the Shropshire Star. And then this one over in the Latin Times by Taylor Odisho says drug dealers busted after forgetting big bag of Special K on train, asking station staff to help track it down. So
Look at those.
Why? Yeah. Number 3, rule 3. I think it's 3. You never get high on your own supply, because that's what happens when that happens. Is where's that bag of K? Fuck.
we
left it on
the train.
You ask.
The one guy could
Gotta
borrow
go
some of
ask.
Wes's guy's eyebrows.
Yeah.
They have none almost, right? Well, yeah, the one guy. And that Mark, that guy is Harley Hall, 28 years old. But the first guy who got caught is on the right there, Jordan McCourt Knight. He's 30 years old. And I'm not sure which of them called, but one of them did. They reported the bag of mostly Special K that they left on the train. Street value between $25,000 and $50,000. They reported it missing in November 2019 on a train at Newport Station in South Wales after they had accidentally left it there. And then police searched for them, the owners, and soon discovered that they're not only complete fucking morons, but they're part of a major drug trafficking ring. So following a 4-year investigation, police arrested McCourt Knight last week and found drugs and drug paraphernalia, several cell phones, and more than $2,000 in cash when they arrested him. They then discovered like from busting him, he had like some type of encryption communication device that they discovered. He and Hall were both central figures of the major organized crime ring that imported drugs from Portugal. So they were basically like using these devices to import drugs from Portugal. That's why they had so many drugs.
The Portuguese trusted those 2 idiots?
Yeah, these 2 Welsh morons. And then they just kept getting these Portuguese drugs, left them on the train the one time, reported themselves, And then the cops were just on their case for 4 years. Then Hall was arrested right after that last week. Police found thousands of dollars in cash, more than a kilogram of weed. McCourt Knight pleaded guilty to 2 counts of conspiracy to supply cocaine and MDMA and 5 counts of conspiracy to supply ketamine and cannabis, and was jailed for 6 years and 3 months. And then Hall also pleaded guilty to 2 counts of conspiracy to supply cocaine and MDMA, 3 counts of conspiracy to supply ketamine and cannabis, and 1 count of possession with intent to supply cannabis, which, I mean, hopefully the cannabis charge is like nothing, but the other ones, he was jailed for 5 years and 10 months. So, you know, these guys.
What's the play there? What's
a couple
the
of
play
British boobs, you know?
When you call the cops.
Welsh,
yeah, I get it
Welsh
now.
weirdos. Yeah.
What's the play there when you call the cops or whoever they called the authorities and asked if someone left a bag? You know, maybe they left out the drugs, but describe the bag. Like, they say yes and you hang up, and then like what's the play there? Are they just checking to see if they found the bag? Or?
All right, man. I just gotta come get my bag.
Well, they,
Like,
they were
describe
sick.
the bag,
They were sick
sir?
of looking for it.
It's very
Right.
chill. It's a chill bag. This thing is laid back.
Yeah. No, they're
I don't want to look for it anymore. Let's just confirm they found it.
and they didn't get it back either because
we
like
just need to know.
yeah,
So
so like
you know
they-
someone's doing those drugs.
Portuguese are breathing down my neck. I just want them to know that we don't have it anymore. We've exhausted our looking for it.
they didn't get it back either. So it's like 4 years went on. So like they were able to survive that and continue dealing drugs for 4 years after reporting their missing bag of drugs on themselves to the cops. Because like the cops were already looking obviously for the owners of the bags of drugs by the time they called and reported it to the train station, who had already found the giant bag of drugs. So
Also, like the last thing I remember about the bag is there was a lot of shady dudes around it, and we lost touch of it. So anything in it probably isn't ours.
Losing drugs is, I mean, I left a little baggie in a bathroom stall one time at like a DC nightclub, and it was very scary. It was like,
ruined your night.
why were you worried?
well, because it wasn't mine, first
Right,
of
'cause
all.
someone lent you the bag.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And
Some
then
people are
luckily I
gonna
went
get
back
a
and it was
little
still
upset.
there. Yeah,
I've done drugs from the floor, Wes. Those are called floor drugs.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
You wait until the end of the night. You tell yourself at the beginning, I'm not doing these floor drugs.
Dangerous game, floor drugs.
Yeah, that's a last ditch effort there. Yeah.
Get your testing strips, everybody. All right. And that's this episode of Hard Factor. Thank you for listening. As always, go to patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need more Hard Factor of 3 weekly bonus podcasts and Discord chat access. But most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking